saxophonist Marc Stucki. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you?
Morning, Lebo. Great. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. All right, let's start with you were at the Orbit, Marc, last night. How was that?
That was great.
Yeah.
Your audiences in South Africa are just amazing.
Yeah.
It's just that the crowd warms up, and it's amazing. You don't get that much warmth and energy in Europe.
Yeah. What's the difference, though? I wanted to, I mean, Marc already touched on it, that, I mean, you started out in Switzerland, the tour then, and then only now it's in South Africa. What's the difference between the two audiences?
Definitely the energy. South Africans know how to give it horns when they love something. They tell you, you know, and you feed off of that energy. So they become part of the performance as much as the band. You become one in this room, and we really felt that at the Orbit last night.
Let's talk about Skyjack first. Let's rewind a little bit. When did it start? How did Marc, you know, come into the picture?
Yeah.
I know you guys know each other with Kevin and, you know,
Kyle,
sorry,
yeah.
gone from my head now. How did you bring Marc into the picture?
It was originally in 2012. Marc runs a fantastic festival in Bern called Jazz Werkstatt, and a lot of it runs similarly to the Grahamstown Arts Festival, where they have different groups come together, different artists come together to create collaborative projects. So Kevin and myself were invited to play with Marc, and we brought Andreas Chop into the group with us. And the following year, I had an opportunity to bring some Swiss musicians down to South Africa, so it made sense to bring them because we had a natural synergy from the beginning. And we decided to bring Kyle Shepard into it to make it this five-piece, really strong unit.
Yeah.
It's been great ever since.
Marc, talk to us about that energy between the five of you and how they complement each other and it sort of translates on stage.
Just from the first rehearsal we had I remember that in Cape Town 3 years ago.
Yeah.
The first rehearsal we had as a five-piece group when we brought in Kyle Shepard. It just felt like a band. Just from the first note, it felt like a band. It made like a click.
Yeah.
Almost made like a clicking sound. And
yeah.
The band was there, so we decided to go on as a quintet. And that energy is just when we together. It's not only, I mean, you can talk about music, but that energy actually works also between it works between human beings, not between musicians. So we work so good together. Also as good friends, we became good friends.
Yeah. Why was this the right time though to embark on this tour?
So last year we recorded an album in Switzerland at a beautiful little studio just outside of Zurich, where I believe Tina Turner recorded Golden Eye.
Right.
And Prince also recorded a few singles there, so it's got this incredible setup, amazing history, and some sort of magical energy inside that place. We recorded the CD there and finished producing it at the beginning of this year. So we wanted to launch it, and South Africa made sense because the band really started here in 2013. We wanted to launch the CD here again. And this tour was the perfect time. Everyone is free. It's obviously very difficult to get all of us at the same place at the same time. Kevin lives in New York now, so even more of a challenge, and it worked out perfectly for us to put together the whole tour.
Yeah, I read somewhere that he's just completed his studies in Boston as well.
That's
so
correct.
This was the right time for him.
Exactly. He just finished a few weeks ago, basically.
Yeah. Marc, I mean, give us the rest of the tour as well. What are we looking at? I mean, I can imagine it was difficult deciding where to go and where not to go. Tell us a little bit about the rest of the tour.
Well, I have to say a big thank you to Shane Cooper who put together that tour. Actually, I'm looking forward to go to the Eastern Cape. We play Johannesburg today again at the Orbit. People should definitely come out. It's crazy, crazy audience, crazy energy. Tomorrow we play a gig in Soweto, but Shane, you got to help me. I don't know where.
Cape Town in Soweto.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And the sound on the album. How would you describe the sound on the album?
It's a mix of influences, so there's definitely a lot of South African jazz influence. Everyone in the band composes music for the group. There's no one particular leader.
Right.
So very big African influence outside of South Africa as well. We've got Malian sounds and Ethiopian influence, and then of course music from Europe, and it all comes in a way where you can't really tell who the South African or the Swiss composer is, which is great. We've all influenced each other, and the band sort of has its own sound that we have molded together. So it's quite interesting to see what my friends have thought who composed which song. It's often not exactly as you'd imagine. So,
Gentlemen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck for tonight. I know, get some sleep. We need to sleep for tonight's concert at the Orbit in Braamfontein before it moves to Soweto. Award-winning bassist, composer, and producer Shane Cooper, and one of the most sought-after jazz musicians in Switzerland, Marc Stucki, on tenor saxophone, members of a collaborative band of 5 musicians from South Africa and Switzerland titled Skyjack. The band are embarking on a nationwide tour which kicked off in Durban and wraps up in Guletu on Sunday, the 18th of September. Tonight, though, they're at the Orbit in Braamfontein. All right, let's take a quick ad break. We're back after this. Stay with us.